गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणस्पत न शृण्वन्नोतिभिस्सीदसादनम् ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। सरस्वत्यै नमो नित्यम्। भद्रकाल्ये नमो नमः। वेदान्त विद्यास्थानेभ्य एव च सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। We'll read Shanti mantras all together. Om Shanno Mitra Sham Varunah Shanno Bhavatvaryama Shanno Indro Brahaspatihi Shanno Vishnurukramah Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayo Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami Ritam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanmamavatu Tadvaktaramavatu Avatu Mam Avatu Vaktaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Yaschandasa Vrishabho Vishwarupaha Chandobhyo Dyamrtaat Sambhavuva Samendro Medhaya Aspranoto Amritasya Devadharano Bhuyasam Shariram Me Vicharshanam Jivva Me Madhumattama Karnabhyam Bhurivishravam Brahmana Koshosi Medaya Pihitaha Shrutam Me Gopaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Aham Vrikshasya Reriva Kirti Prishtam Gireriva Urdhva Pavitro Vajiniva Svamrtamasmi Dravinagam Savarchasam Sumedha Amritokshitaha Iti Trishankor Vedanu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुः श्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्त्व निराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ वाङ् मे मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता मनो मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठितम् आविरार्विर्मयेधि वेदस्य म आणीस्थः श्रुतं मे मा प्रहासीः अनेनाधीतेन होरात्रान् सन्ददामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। ॐ भद्रं नो अपि वातयमनः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। यो ब्रह्माणं विददाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदांश्च प्रणोति तस्मै तं हदेवम् आत्मबुद्धिप्रकाशं मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। Some corrections are in this. Brahm is there, so there has to be halant in sixth one, and if we can make one with uddat and anuddat, that will be better. Swaras, we can just copy that. Before I go to the, we will see the parampara. Guru parampara is also, Guru Shishya parampara is being chanted. So you have brought, I hope, book of hymns. Everybody has book of hymns. So there are 1 or 2 lines in page 10. You see page 10. Please repeat after me. नारायणं पद्मभुवं वसिष्ठम् शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपादं महान्तम् गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमथास्य शिष्यम् श्रीशङ्कराचार्यम् अथास्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यम् तं तोटकं वार्तिककारम् अन्यानस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततं मानतोऽस्मि. This is very popular verse and it is remembering the Guru Shishya Parampara. Why Guru Shishya Parampara is remembered? First, for gratitude, they maintained this tradition, what you are studying. And second is to keep in mind that origin of this knowledge is Lord only. It is not a Paurusheya Gyan. It is not a knowledge which is made by any human being. This is the difference between Brahma Sutra and other sutras. It is not a intellectual knowledge of some person. First was gratitude, because these were the rishis who could preserve the knowledge through their tapasya, through their austerity. They could hold on to that knowledge for a very long time, millions of years, and it will be held if such kind of rishis are still there. Therefore, this we take the name. It is not considered good that I use somebody's knowledge and I don't take his name also. So from where you got the knowledge, his name is not taken. This is not considered good. So Kritagyata Jnapanartham. This is one purpose. Kritagyata Jnapanartham. So in the heart where Kritagyata is there, Kritagyata means what? Kritam Janati Satatam. Who has done in my life, I have the knowledge of this. This is called Kritagyata. So this knowledge which you are taking, you are borrowing from somebody and using it. Somebody has kept the knowledge and you are using that knowledge. So you cannot use without asking him. You cannot take anything and you can just use it. Somebody's book is there and you take that book and start using it. This is called he is not cultured or what. At least he should have asked, can I use your book or pen? At least he should have said thank you after using. So this knowledge that we are using of all Upanishads, etc., we always first express taking the name is two reasons. One is for using for permission and gratitude. And when we say Om Purnamada Purnamadam Purnat Purnamadas and ultimately Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. So there is thanks. That Nama is for thanks. I used your knowledge. I am using your knowledge. And then we are in the Sampradaya. So there is nothing called that a person which does not do all these small things, that knowledge doesn't give fruit in his heart. So he will hear, understand, but when it is required, that knowledge will be forgot. And therefore, their name has to be taken. You are going to study that Vidya which is going to liberate. And I don't take the name also. Because if you take the name, people will think that it is not original sometimes. Sometimes I have seen people don't take the name of their parampara or the teachers because they think audience will not think that I am very intelligent. So they avoid taking the name. They avoid mentioning that I am the disciple of such and such master. This is the way they think that they will be raising themselves in somebody else's eyes. But as I told many times, this path, these things don't work on this path. So we are using Brahma Sutra, supposing. Now I am using Bhashya also. I will use Ratnagiri Ratna Prabha commentary also. Then of course this belongs to Vedavyas. This sutras belong to Vedavyas. And Vedavyas was taught by somebody else. We will see who is there. So there is a big tradition who have not only manifested the knowledge, and earlier there was no paper system, they were by hearting it. All the Vedas were by hearted, therefore it was called Shruti. There was no system of keeping it in the books. So imagine how much they worked hard, much harder than us. And earlier days, much earlier days, teachers who were teaching Vedanta, they were not coming down to teach also. They were not coming to the plains to teach it. So 1-2 disciples used to go to some specific teacher, and that the teacher lived somewhere in remote areas. So teacher is not anxious that people should come to him, and he is not in a hurry to teach also. And if he teaches, it is fine. So this parampara has to be glorified. Many times you see if somebody is a sannyasi in Akarup. So first question comes, which tradition he belongs to? Who is his guru? And if somebody is the guru, which tradition he belongs to? What he is following is as per the Vedic tradition, Sanatan Dharma, or some random thing he is talking about. So it is not very respectable to talk something which is not as per the proper sampradaya. And very strongly Shankaracharya writes at one place, asampradaya with murkvet tejit. So one who is not belonging to any sampradaya, he should be left like a foolish person, howsoever he may be somebody. So there is no respect for such thing. That somebody has, is teaching to his respectable, or somebody is in Akarup, he is right. That is not a point. Therefore, we will not chant these shlokas every day, but at least we will chant it today. And I'll just quickly give the meaning. See, it is written Narayanam. Narayanam means, so first is, see the last word, Santatam Anatosmi. Santatam Anatosmi means what? I offer my namaskar. Anatosmi. So I am going to offer Aham Santatam Nataha. Continuously I am offering my namaskar. Aham Santatam Anatosmi. Whom you are, now all are in accusative case. These two mantras, all accusative within namaskar. Whom you are now going namaskar. Narayanam. In whom the knowledge is in the pralaya kal also, it is in the manifest form. He took Hayagriva avatar also. So knowledge is in him. He is the holder of knowledge in the unmanifest form also. That knowledge which is there. Then what happened after that? So I offer my namaskar to Narayana also. Then Padma Bhuvam, Brahma Devanam, the Mundaka Upanishad, Prathamasam Babhuva. So that is he gave it to Narayan. He gave it to Padma Bhuvam. Bhagwan Vishnu gave it to Brahmaji. What is the difference of knowledge other teachers getting and Brahmaji getting from Lord Narayan? Other students get knowledge by going to the teacher, but Brahmaji does not get knowledge by going to Narayan. He gets knowledge in meditation. So Swayam Bhat Veda. Swayam Bhat Veda. So he contemplated who is this, and then in that contemplation The Vedas came in his mind. Karma of various jivas came in his mind, and therefore he is called the second, first teacher, first student rather, you can say, first student. And he is the student of, if you read Narayan Bhagavad, then also he is the first student, and then he got it from Lord Narayan. So if you think for 2 minutes how glorious is that knowledge which Bhagwan Vishnu is talking about. This is for Mahat Buddhi Jnapanartham. Third purpose is there. That knowledge is very great. So Brahmaji had known this knowledge. Bhagwan had held this knowledge. This knowledge was given by Brahmaji to Vasishtham. Vasishtham is the Manas Putra of Brahmaji. So here Putra is there and disciple is also there, Vasishtham. Then Vasishtham gave it to Shakti. Shakti is not Durga ji here. Shakti is the name of a rishi. Shakti is the name of a rishi. So Vasish gave it to Shakti. He is the son and disciple also. So this is the name of a rishi called Shakti. So Brahmaji gave it to, Vasishji gave it to Shakti rishi. You may not have heard, but this, when they hear Shakti, they feel what is Shakti here. And then Shakti son was Parashar. Shakti's son was Parashar. Shaktim cha tat putram Parasharam cha. Parashar, you understand, no? Parashar, who married Satyavati. That Parashar Rishi. Satyavati was a fish woman. She was a fisher woman. In that tradition. And Satyavati and Parashar had this Vyasji, etc. So that tradition goes on. Parashar was a great Parasharevacha Saroj Mamalam Gitartha Gandhotkatam. So this Parashar was the name of a rishi. And that means he also held this knowledge. Parasharji also held this knowledge. And Parasharji had a son called Veda Vyasa. Then Vyasji had a son called, Shukadeva. Shukamcha. Shukdevji means what? Shukdev. He had a son called Shukdevji. So Vyasji had a son. Then Shukdevji gave this to Gaudpadacharya. Gaudpadacharya was not the son, he was the Shishya only. Up till now, son and Shishya both are same. Till Shukdevji. Gaudpadacharya is called Gaudpadacharya because there is a place in South India called Gaud Pradesh, and from Himalaya he went walking there. And therefore he is called Gaudpadacharya. And if you go to Badrinath, there is a Gaudpad Shila there, where he sat and wrote Karika. Famous Karikas are written by Gaudpadacharya. So, tradition है उनका. And Gaudpadacharya gave this knowledge to Govind Yogindram. Govind Padacharya used to live in Omkareshwar. There's a place in Omkareshwar, there Narmada ji flows. And there is still there is a cave. It is called Govindpad cave. When Shankaracharya ji came to get knowledge from him, so he had a great glory of being the teacher of Bhagwan Shankaracharya. One who is the Guru of all Gurus, Bhagwan Shankaracharya, he was the Guru of Shankaracharya. What glorious people they would be. Their name only purifies us what to tell about that place and that that country where they have lived and they have given the knowledge. So the flood of Narmada was coming in the cave. So he asked Shankaracharya to hold that flood. Then Shankaracharya put a kamandal outside that, and whole Narmadaji went into the kamandal. Still that river is there. I had lived there in Indore, therefore that place is there. And many times I went there. This cave is there. So Govind Padachar, Athasya Shishyam, Sri Shankaracharya. Of Shankaracharya ji was, of course, a great Shishya, as he was avatar of Shankar Bhagwan only. Then Sri Shankaracharya Athasya, he had 4 disciples. Not that he had only 4 disciples. Among many, he had 4 illustrious disciples. He had lot of disciples. Now don't think he had only 4 disciples. Among 4, these were prominent, or you can say the one who studied more closely with him, you can say. So who are they? So Padma Padacharya, Padma Padancha Hastamalkancha Shishyam Tam Totakam Vartikaram. So up till this tradition is there. Padma Padacharya means Padmani Padeyasya. When his guru called him, Shankaracharya ji, he was across the river, as you know. He thought, if I come through another path, it will take lot of time, and I don't know what Guru is calling for. He may have been something must be concerning, so his sorrow should go immediately. And therefore he prayed to God that please give me support so that I can go there. So Tatparta is the essence of a good disciple. Tatparta means the desire to remove the pain of the teacher very promptly. This is called Tatparta. Shraddhavan labde jnanam tatparaha. Not that slowly a person is coming, or he has not responded, or he is slow, or he has not answered. So promptness in removing the concern of the teacher, that was in Padma Padacharya. So he ran on the river and he prayed to God, do something that I can in there. Where he put his feet, there the lotus leaf came up. That is called Padma Padacharya. I will tell about him later on in detail. I am moving forward. Then Hastamalak. So Hastamalak is the one. There is Stotra also. Hastamalak Stotram is there. He was the one Bhagwan Shankaracharya was moving. So one house he went. So one house he went. So this child was absolutely dumb kind of child. So he saw that child, and then because he was very useless for the parents, so he said he's very good child. They said, Acha, you can take. Then he asked, who are you? So then he chanted 10 verses about that Atma and Brahman, and then he made him his disciple, his Hastamalaka. So Haste Amalakam Mat Brahma Jnanam Asti Yasya. So Amalak means berry, in whose palms whole knowledge is like a berry. So clear. Hastam. So how nice name is there. Hastamalak is there. So there is, I think we have that book in the bookstall also. You may see that. Then Totakam is there. Totakacharya, very famous disciple, who had a very exemplary Guru Bhakti. I told about him, who was dull among all, but got the knowledge first. He is called Totak. because he only composed Vidita Khila Shastra Sudha Jalade Mahitopanishad Katitarth Nidhe Hridaye Kale Vimalan Charanam Avashankara Deshik Me Jaranam. So this meter is called Totak meter. This meter, there is a meter in which he has composed, it is called Totak meter. And he also wrote one, this is called Shruti Sar Samudharan. That is also in Totak meter. So he is very fond of that meter, and therefore he was mentioned as Totakacharya. They were no ordinary people. No? They were not only great scholars, but they were high Guru Bhaktas. Very deep devoted teachers they were. When students they were. If any good teacher has to be a good student. If a teacher himself is not a good student, he can never be a very good teacher also. He can never be a very good teacher. There's a difference between university teachers and spiritual teachers. University teachers may be made by their own, they may not be, but unless devoted student is there, devoted shish is there, he cannot become a devoted teacher. Devotion in the teaching will come from devoted student only. Because the tendency to give is devotion. Devotion means tendency to offer, tendency to surrender, tendency to give up everything. So when a good shish is there, he has a capacity to offer, surrender, give up everything. So this tendency alone is there because one who feels a lot for his teacher, he only goes to teach, to express the teaching of the teacher and get out of the Guru Rin that he has. So he teaches out of fulfillment and gratitude to his own teacher, to get out of the rin as an offering to his teacher he teaches. If other teacher is not doing that, so he will think he will have abhiman of teaching, I am teaching to give knowledge to somebody. So when you have a abhiman of teaching, then teaching will make you more abhimani. I am a teacher of this, you will have abhiman. But when teaching is out of gratitude, then you will become humbler by teaching. Teaching will make you more humbler, and therefore I am saying a good student alone can be a very good teacher. So they were all good teachers because they were very good students also. So this was about Totakacharya. Many times I have told about Totakacharya. He was also an exemplary disciple. His name is taken more because he was dull among all four of them. He was the dullest as far as knowledge is concerned. But he had a samarpan thought. He had a thought of surrendering through which he excelled everybody. The grace was immense. Grace is immense on the one who is not holding to his ahankar. Ahankar is a grace stopper. That which stops the grace on a person is his own I-ness. So this he did not have, and therefore he is taken as example of Guru Bhat in our tradition. Last is very genius Vartikkar Sureshwaracharya was there. I have told about that. So Vartik is a technical word. It is commentary in verses form. Commentary in verses form is called Vartik. So Uktam Anuktam Duruktam Cha. So definition of Vartik is what is Ukta Anukta Durukta Chinta Yatra Pravartate. So he is going to comment on the Bhashya on something which is said, which is not said, and seemingly which is appearing as wrong also. More difficult work. More Ukta ukta anukta duruktanam चिंता यत्र प्रवर्तते tam grantham vartikam prahu vartagya manisha. So what is said, what is not said, and what is as if wrongly said, and for whom? For his guru only. Challenge is this. Challenge is this. So that Vartik it is called. As you heard, he has written Taittiriya Vartikam. This is the commentary on Bhashya of Taittiriya Upanishad. And he has written Brihadaranyaka Vartikam. Very famous work is there. Again, a magnum opum is there, which has more than 11,000, I think 10,000, more than 10,000 verses he has wrote. Verses in verse form. You can imagine their genius. I have that book. That is the main work of Sureshwaracharya is this. And he, I think, he was the one who was asked to, I will confirm it, asked to write the commentary on Brahma Sutra also. And Padmapadacharya was not very confident about him. He thought because he had been a Purmimamsa person, Mandan Mishra, he may not mix something. He may not do complete justice with that. So he did something to stop him. Because of that, Padmapadacharya had to suffer a lot. Anyway, that is another topic. So, I have covered all. Up till last. Anyan Asmat Guru. ऐसे तो परंपरा बोलते जाए तो होती चले. Whole class will be over, many classes. He was his teacher, our teacher, teacher. So, only okay enough I have said. Up to Anyan Asmat Gurun. Up to my Guru, our Guru. What are you doing? Santatamanatosmi. I constantly. Though this is avichinna parampara. Avichinna parampara. So I worship. Anatosmi means I worship to that Guru. This is one of the meanings here, which you should keep in your mind. And if possible, try to by heart this. I think sometime I was chanting also this year. Some of the classes, daily I was chanting this portion. You will have grace of Mahatmas, grace of these great rishis should be there if you want to study well. More you go further in your study, more you will feel the need of grace in your life. This is not grace. The person who comes first day, you will not understand what I am talking. It is after many years you will realize, I think I am far behind. I could not walk, even with my effort also. Then I will touch this Shruti Smriti Purana Nam. Already this is clear. Then this is there. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshamam Badarayanam. This is fourth shlok is there. So Shankaram Shankaracharyam, Shankaracharya, Shankaram is the avatar of Shivji, and Keshamam Badarayanam. So Badarayan means Badri one was there. Badri one, Badri, therefore Badrinath, Beri was there. So he was born under that Badrinath, therefore he is called Badarayan. Dvaipayan is also there because he was Dvaipayan island, and Krishna Dvaipayan, he was dark in color. Therefore he was called Krishna Dvaipayan. And Badarayan, Krishna Dvaipayan, all these are names of Bhagwan Vedavyas. So where you had Vyas Gufa in Badrinath, there was his, you can say cave, Vyas cave is there. Many of you have gone there. So that is there. So Shankaram Shankaracharyam, from there and here we are studying in South Africa. Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande. So one Sutra means Brahma Sutra and Bhashya means this. So Sutra, two meanings are there. The Sutra Krit Bhashya Kritcha. Sutra kartaram bande, bhashya kartaram bande. This is one meaning there. So, which is very common meaning is there. But another meaning which somebody gives, he says that Sutra is there and Bhashya is Upanishad Sangraha. Upanishad Sangraha. Upanishad Sangraha Karta Vyasa. Upanishad Sangraha Karta. देखो ध्यान देना, Upanishad Sangraha Karta means what? One who condensed the Upanishads is called Brahma Sutra, and one who expanded the Upanishad is called Bhashya. So one who condensed the Upanishad is Veda Vyasa, and one who expanded the Upanishad is called Shankaracharya. This is the Sutra and Bhashya. So Bhashya here means Upanishad Vistar is called Bhashya. So Bhashya means what? Upanishad Vistar, that is called Bhashya. Okay, and difference between other sutras, Sankhya is also, there is Sutra, Sankhya Sutra, Yoga Sutra, Jaimini Sutra. Jaimini Sutra is there, Vaisheshik Sutra is there. And what is the difference between Brahma Sutra and all these sutras? The difference between that sutras are made by certain great rishis and which are not based on Upanishad totally. This is the difference between other sutras and this sutra. So Yoga Sutra, many things you will not find exactly in the Upanishad. Or Jaimini Sutra you will not find totally in the Upanishad. So they had brought it out. They were Paurushe. They are based on Paurushe Pramana. And this is based on Apaurushe Pramana. So this is the point here which we have. I hope this is clear. Because you will be reading it and this should be clear for whole life. What is the meaning of Sutra? What is the meaning of this? Then one more line is there. Vyasam Vasishta Naptaram. So Vasishta Naptaram means great grandson. Father of Veda Vyas was Parashar. Father of Parashar? Shakti. Shakti aaya na. Father of Shakti, Vasishta ji. Therefore, Vyas ji is the great grandson. Just now we read, no? So, Vyasam Vasishta Naptaram. Naptaram is great grandson. Shaktehe Pautram is Pautram means grandson of Shakti. Akalmasham, without any taint in him. Parasharatmajam, देखो 3 generation cover हो गया. So Parasharatmagam means he is the son of Parashar. 5 generation now. Shuktatam, he is the father of Shuk. So 5 generations are covered in one shlok. So they remembered everybody in one shlok. Okay. Just enjoy all these things because I don't take, I'm just touching on that. Many times we will read it. So I'm thinking to jump on Brahma Sutra, but I thought let me just touch upon it. So Vyasam Vasishtanaptaram Shakte Pautram Kalmasham Parasharatmakam Bande Shukatatam Taponidhim. Then who is this Vyas? Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahmanidhe Vasishthaya Namo Namaha. And then Achaturvadano Brahma. He is the Brahma without 4 heads. Dvibahura Paro Harihi. He is the Hari with only 2 arms. Generally he has 4 arms, Bhagavan Vishnu. Abhala Lochana Shambhuhu. Without the 3rd eyes, he is the Lord Shiva. So he has Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, Bhagavan, Badarayana. So he is the Badarayan. About him we have already told. Now this about the Guru Parampara I have already seen. Now I will come to the Brahma Sutram. Till now we were just thinking about the Shanti Mantra, about the Parampara, and now this book is there. So slowly we will read, we will go through the Brahma Sutram, and now you be ready. If you find something difficult, then don't worry about it. Let us see now the Brahma Sutra. What is the Vishaya of Brahma Sutra? Tomorrow I'll elaborate more. Time is less. I'll just give you a very brief outline about Brahma Sutra. So Vyasji has selected 191 topics to be discussed in Brahma Sutra. Topics are 191 topics. These topics are technically called Adhikaran. To describe these 191 topics, he elaborated it in 555 sutras, which I said aphorisms. So there is a Adhikaran. Don't ask later on what is Adhikaran. Adhikaran is the topics. Janmadyasya. Like that. We will come to it. And in every topic, in every Adhikaran, there are 6 subtopics which are discussed. One is called Vishaya. One is called Vishaya. Here in Sanskrit, later on you can translate. Then is called Samshaya, doubt. Then is called Purupaksh, something, objection. Then is called Siddhant Paksh, answer. And Sangati, 6th point is Sangati. Sangati means from chapter to one chapter is how it is linked to another chapter. How one topic is linked to another topic, and how sutra is linked to another sutra. There are 3 kinds of Sangati. Sangati, one chapter, how it is linked to another chapter. How one Adhikaran, which was the preceding Adhikaran, is linked to this Adhikaran, and how one preceding sutra is linked to this sutra. 3 Sangatis are there. 3 Sangati is there. So how many? Vishay, Samshay, Purupaksh, Siddhantpaksh, and Sangati. These are the 5 topics, not 6. 5 topics. Okay. Now, there is something called Adhyaya and Pada. So, Vishay is 191 Vishay. Vishay means Adhikaran. There are Adhikaran. And there are 4 Adhyaya are there total. 4 Adhyaya. What are the 4 Adhyaya? One is called Samanvaya Adhyaya. One is called Samanvaya Adhyaya. Second is called Virodh Parihar Adhyaya. Don't ask English. We'll see if we can give some English word for that. But you are now seasoned. You have to get this. What is it? I'll tell that. Just wait. Third is called Sadhana Adhyaya. And fourth is called Phaladhyaya. So 4 topics are there. So what is the subject of Samanvaya Adhyaya? All the statement of Upanishads are pointing towards Brahman only. This is Samanvaya Adhyaya. Virodh Parihar Adhyaya. Some statements of Upanishad are appearing as if they are not talking about Brahman, but actually they are talking about Brahman only. How? Refuting those misconception that this Shruti is not talking about Brahman. This is called Virodh Parihar Adhyay. Third is Sadhana Adhyay. How many Sagun Sadhana has been mentioned which are important? Or Nirgun Brahma Sadhana has been mentioned, Upasana has been mentioned. That is the Sadhana Adhyaya. And Phaladhyaya is Jivan Mukti. What is Jivan Mukti? What is Videha Mukti? What is Shukla Gati? What is Krishna Gati? All this has been mentioned. Each Adhyaya has 4 pad, 4 sections. Each Adhyaya has 4 sections. This is just a structure of Brahma Sutra. I'll explain it tomorrow more in detail. Just I'm trying to give a brief, very brief synopsis of what is it all about. Okay. Then let us now think about the word Brahma Sutram. You can write it, later on we'll understand that. Vedanta Vakyanam Vedant Vakyanam Sutravat Yad Vyaptam Tad Brahma. Vedant Vakyanam Sutravat Yad Vyaptam Tad Brahma. In all the statements of Vedanta, which is like the thread, is Brahman. So Brahman is like the thread in all the statements of the Vedanta. Vedant Vakyanam Sutravat Yat Vyaptam Tad Brahma. ठीक है. इति दर्शितम यस्मिन् ग्रंथे. इति दर्शितम यस्मिन् ग्रंथे, which is shown in which text? Iti darshitam yasmin granthe tad grantham api Brahma Sutram utkathyate. That is called Brahma Sutra. Clear? Vedanta Vakyanam, of the Vedanta Vak, Sutravat Yad Vyaptam Tad Brahma. So, iti darshitam yasmin granthe tad grantham api Brahma Sutram. So, Brahma Sutram, which samas is there? कर्मधारय. ब्रह्मेव सूत्रम. ब्रह्म एव सूत्रवत व्याप्तम वेदांतेषु उपनिषत्सु. This is the way to study properly. You have to see how the word Brahma Sutra has come. Don't see Tatpurush Samaj. Brahmana Sutra is not there. We are not talking. I am talking about Karmdharya first. Brahma ev sutram, because sutra means thread. Like a thread, this is one underlying thought in all Upanishad. Brahma eva sutram. And what is sutram? Upanishadsu yad Brahma vyaptam sarvasu Upanishadsu yad sutravat vyaptam iti sutram. In all Vedant, in all Upanishad, which is pervading like a thread. Therefore, Brahma ev sutram. And which is described in this Granth, that is called Brahma Sutram. I hope this is clear. Nahi clear? Sarvasu Upanishatsu Yad Brahma Sutravat Vyaptam Tat Brahma Sutra Uchyate. Brahman is called Sutra. Tat Sutra Brahma ev bhavati iti atah Brahma Sutram. Brahma ev Sutram. And which is shown in this, in which text, is called Brahma Sutra. So you can organize your notes. I'm not saying something different. So how many padas will be there now in Brahma Sutra? How many padas? How many padas will be there? 16. 4 adhyaya. Each adhyaya has 4 padas. 16 padas would be there. 4 adhyaya is there. 191 adhikaran is there. And 555 sutras are there. This is the general point about Brahma Sutra, this book which is there. Just before I conclude, I want to tell, as I said, very important importance of some text is known by who has written commentary on that. So in Upanishad, these all have not written commentary. But this, and therefore those who write commentary, they become very popular. Even Govind Padacharya, he was not very popular because he didn't write any text. Although he was the guru of Shankaracharya, popularity doesn't mean inferiority. Don't conclude that. I'm not talking about that. Popularity means very well known, because Gaud Padacharya was very popular because he wrote Karika. A Veda Vyas became very popular. A Shakti nobody knows because no book is seen there. Shakti, I didn't know Parashar's father is Shakti. Ab nobody knows because koi book hi nahi unki. They are all great rishis. I'm not talking about greatness about a person, but they are not well known to the people. Veda Vyas, everybody will know. Whole Vedas he has written. Shankaracharya, everybody. But among whole 4 Shishyas also, maximum popularity is about Vartika. And then is Padmapadacharya, because they wrote something. So on this also, on Brahma Sutra also, great Acharyas, and especially 3 great Acharyas of 3 schools of philosophy, wrote commentaries. And write their commentary. Ramanujacharya, in Vaishnava sect, Ramanujacharya wrote commentary which is called Shri Bhashya. Very popular in the Ramanuja sect is there. Shri Bhashya. One commentary is very known, Ramanand. He wrote a commentary which is called Anand Bhashya. Anand Bhashya is there. Kashmiri Shaiv is there. There is one sect called Kashmiri Shaiv. They wrote commentary called Shrikant Bhashya. Shrikant Bhashya. Madhvacharya ji wrote a commentary which is called Purna Pragya Bhashya. Purna Pragya Bhashya. Just for your information. If somebody takes this name, you should not feel what is this. Purna Pragya Bhashya. Only what is in Anand Bhashya it is said. No, you should not get surprised. What is Anand Bhashya? In Shri Bhashya it is said. Purna Pragya Bhashya, Shri Bhashya, Anand Bhashya, Sri Kant Bhashya. This is Shaiva. Kashmiri Shaiv is there, very famous. Kashmiri Shaiv, that philosophy developed in Kashmir also. It was a big place of literature and learning, Kashmir, which is a hotbed of politics and problem all. Only Muslims are there. It was a place of Pandits, scholars, once upon a time. It was few hundred years back, not long back, 300-400 years back. Now all the Kashmiri Pandits have been driven out. So this is called Sri Kant Bhashya and Shikhar Bhashya. Shankaracharya is most popular Bhashya and Magnum Opum. That is called, there are few names. Sharirak Bhashya is there. Shankar Bhashya is there. And on this Bhashya, very popular commentary is Bhamati, which is written by Vachaspati Mishra, and Ratna Prabha is there, Nyaya Nirnaya is there, and Panchpadika is there. There are lot of commentaries, sub-commentaries, sub-sub-commentaries, sub-sub-sub-commentaries, sub-sub-sub-sub-sub-commentary. You can imagine those people, how much dispassionate they must be. Because to study you need a lot of dispassion. You don't have a worry for food and wife, children. Knowledge won't be there in the mind. So Bhamati, Ratna Prabha, this is there. And what is it? Nyaya Nirnaya, Panchadipika. All these are popular Bhashya, sub-Bhashya, sub-sub-Bhashya. So if you read this book which you have in your hand, it is Swayam Prabha is there. Bhamati, if you need, I have Bhamati also, if you want to consult. Then you should be Vidya Rasik also, you should see Bhamati from time to time, what Bhamati is saying. I'll indicate some things about that. But my intention in this Brahma Sutra study is to at least go through Brahma Sutra and see what it says about. Very famous lines are there. And now I will again come tomorrow to the book Brahma Sutra. Again, I'll describe in more detail what Brahma Sutra says. What is the structure of Brahma Sutra? Which I said in brief today. I'll try to tell it more detail. Then I will come to Adhyas Bhashya, but in a different manner than what I took. I'll not take as word by word. I'll tell in Sar what is Adhyas Bhashya in few classes. And I'll make you underline if some point is coming. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.